Imagine Europe 12,000 years ago. The last ice age was ending. Glaciers gripped the north, yet life found a way. Herds of mammoths roamed the icy plains. This was the Europe inherited by the first humans who dared to venture north. These early Europeans were skilled hunters and gatherers. They lived in small nomadic bands. Their survival depended on their deep understanding of the land and its rhythms. They followed the herds, their lives intertwined with the migrations of the animals they hunted. Their tools and weapons were crafted from stone, bone, and wood. Fire was their companion, providing warmth, light, and a means to cook. These early settlers were laying the groundwork for the societies that would follow. Life for these early Europeans was a delicate dance with nature. They possessed a deep connection to the land, a bond forged in the crucible of survival. They were not merely passive inhabitants, they were active participants, shaping and being shaped by their surroundings. They were artists, storytellers, and spiritual beings. Deep within the earth, in the hidden recesses of caves, they left behind a legacy that would echo across millennia. Their canvases were the cave walls, their brushes crafted from animal hair and pigments derived from earth and ochre. Animals hunted and revered dominated their art. Mammoths, bison, horses, rendered with astonishing skill and sensitivity. These cave paintings offer us a glimpse into the minds of our ancestors. Handprints, ghostly outlines on the cave walls, suggest a longing to leave a mark, a testament to their presence in this ancient world. Were these early forms of shamanism, attempts to commune with the spirits of the animals they hunted? The cave paintings of Lascaux, Chauvet, and Altamira are not isolated examples. Across Europe, similar artistic expressions have been found. These discoveries underscore the common threads that bound these early communities together. Though separated by vast distances, they shared a common humanity, a capacity for creativity and abstract thought. The animals they depicted are not static figures, but dynamic beings captured in mid-stride, leaping, charging, their forms imbued with life and energy. The significance of these cave paintings extends far beyond their aesthetic beauty. They are time capsules, preserving glimpses of a world on the cusp of change. As the glaciers retreated and temperatures rose, the environment in Europe underwent a dramatic transformation. Forests replaced tundra, and new plant and animal species flourished. This ecological shift had profound consequences for the human inhabitants of the continent. They adapted to the changing conditions, developing new hunting techniques and expanding their diets. This period witnessed a gradual shift from a nomadic hunter-gatherer lifestyle towards more settled ways of life. People began to establish seasonal camps, returning to the same locations year after year. These nascent societies were laying the groundwork for the complex civilizations that would emerge in Europe millennia later. As the 5th millennium BCE dawned, a profound shift began to ripple across Europe. From the southeast came a revolutionary concept, agriculture. Originating in the Fertile Crescent, the knowledge of cultivating crops and domesticating animals spread slowly but inexorably westward. Early farmers migrating from Anatolia and the Balkans brought with them seeds of wheat, barley, and other staple crops, along with domesticated sheep, goats, and cattle. These newcomers encountered a landscape already inhabited by hunter-gatherer societies. In some regions, the two ways of life coexisted for centuries, with farmers and foragers engaging in trade and cultural exchange. The transition to agriculture was not without its challenges. as it required new forms of labor organization, land management, and social structures. The adoption of agriculture had a profound impact on the way people lived. No longer dependent on the whims of nature, early farmers were able to establish permanent settlements. They cleared forests, tilled the land, and built homes of timber and mud brick, creating the first true villages in Europe. These settlements became centers of population growth and cultural innovation. The rhythms of life revolved around the agricultural cycle. The domestication of animals provided a reliable source of meat, milk, and hides, and also revolutionized transportation and labor. The need to manage land, water resources, and surplus food led to the development of more complex social hierarchies. Leaders emerged, tasked with organizing labor, resolving disputes, and ensuring the well-being of the community. The impact of agriculture extended far beyond the immediate needs of food and shelter. As forests were cleared for fields and pastures, and as livestock grazed on wild grasses, the landscape of Europe began to change. The once dominant forests receded, replaced by a patchwork of fields, meadows, and villages. This human-induced transformation of the environment had both positive and negative consequences. The increased availability of food and resources supported larger human populations, leading to the establishment of more villages. On the other hand, deforestation and the intensive grazing of livestock had negative impacts on soil fertility, biodiversity, and water resources. The adoption of agriculture marked a turning point in human history and set the stage for the emergence of complex societies in Europe. The Neolithic villages that dotted the European landscape were more than just clusters of dwellings. They were microcosms of a society undergoing a profound transformation. The rhythms of life now revolved around the agricultural cycle. Dawn would break over the village, casting its golden light on thatched roofs and awakening the inhabitants. The air would fill with the sounds of industry, the lowing of cattle, the bleating of sheep, the rhythmic thud of a farmer's axe. The men and women would disperse to their tasks, tending to the fields, milking the cows, repairing tools, preparing food. Children would lend a hand with chores, their days a blend of work and play. These shared meals were not just about sustenance, they were moments of social bonding where stories were exchanged, news was shared, and the bonds of community were strengthened. Life in these Neolithic villages was not without its challenges. The capriciousness of nature could still bring drought, flood, or pestilence, threatening the fragile existence of these early farmers. Faced with the unknown, they sought solace and understanding in the realm of the spiritual. Evidence of their beliefs can be found in the archaeological record in the form of burial practices, votive offerings, and the enigmatic figurines known as Venus figurines. These small, stylized sculptures, often depicting women with exaggerated breasts and hips, suggest a widespread belief in a mother goddess, a symbol of fertility and abundance. The dead were treated with reverence, their bodies carefully buried with grave goods, suggesting a belief in an afterlife. The world, in their eyes, was alive with spirits. The spirits of the forest, the spirits of the rivers, the spirits of the animals they hunted, and the crops they cultivated. The Neolithic era witnessed a remarkable flowering of human ingenuity, as evidenced by the construction of megalithic structures that still dot the European landscape. These massive stone monuments, some weighing several tons, were erected using only the simplest of tools and technologies. From the towering stones of Stonehenge to the enigmatic alignments of Karnak, these megalithic structures stand as enduring testaments to the beliefs and aspirations of a people who left no written records. The precise function of these structures remains a subject of debate, but their astronomical alignments, burial chambers, and ritual significance suggest a deep connection to the cycles of nature and the cosmos. The construction of these monuments would have required a tremendous investment of time, labor, and resources. The megalithic monuments of Neolithic Europe stand as silent witnesses to a time when humans were beginning to make their mark on the world. The sun sets on the plains of prehistoric Europe, casting long shadows across the landscape. The echoes of ancient rituals and forgotten languages linger in the air, whispers of a time before written history. The people we have journeyed with, from the first hunters who braved the icy plains to the skilled farmers who coaxed life from the earth, they are gone now, their physical presence vanished beneath the relentless march of time. Yet their legacy endures, woven into the very fabric of the continent they helped shape. Look closely and you will see their mark everywhere. In the enduring presence of domesticated plants and animals, their genetic lineage a testament to the ingenuity of those early agricultural pioneers. We carry within us their capacity for innovation and adaptation, their resilience in the face of adversity, their deep connection to the natural world. It is easy to view the past through a romanticized lens, to imagine a simpler time when humans lived in harmony with nature, their lives free from the complexities and challenges of the modern world. But the reality, as always, is more nuanced. Their lives were harsh, often brutal, their existence a constant struggle against the elements, disease, and the ever-present threat of starvation. Yet they persevered, driven by an indomitable spirit, a will to not just survive, but to create, to build, to leave their mark on the world. They were artists and storytellers, their creativity finding expression in the haunting beauty of cave paintings and the enigmatic grandeur of megalithic structures. They were innovators and problem solvers, constantly seeking new ways to adapt to their environment and improve their lives. Their story is a reminder that civilization, in its truest sense, is not measured by the height of its towers or the might of its armies, but by the strength of its communities, the depth of its knowledge, and its capacity for compassion and cooperation. The people we have encountered on this journey, those who lived and loved and died millennia ago, they were not so different from us. They were our ancestors, the architects of our world, and their legacy lives on in each and every one of us. As we stand on the cusp of an uncertain future, facing challenges that seem unprecedented in their scope and complexity, it is worth remembering the lessons of the past. The story of prehistoric Europe is a testament to the enduring power of the human spirit, to our capacity for innovation, adaptation, and resilience. It is a story that continues to unfold, with each generation adding its own chapter to the grand tapestry of human history. The journey, as they say, is far from over.